Guys, welcome back to the Pinchy channel. I'm your host, The Pinch, and today we're going to be talking about the most important stat in Digimon Masters. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we're back at it again, another video here in the channel. Today we're going to be talking about what I think is the best stat needed to be successful in Digimon Masters. So let's take a look here at a normal Agumon, and we're going to take a look at how it has HP, DS, attack speed, critical, hit rate, defense, and evasion. So that's going to be the typical stats that you're going to see on a Digimon. There's obviously other things that go into it to create more damage, and we'll talk about that next. But there's a lot of things that I think people miss out at the beginning of the game, and that is they're so focused on getting attack, and they're so focused on getting that strong Digimon, you know, that triple S plus Digimon, that they forget that the most important thing to do is be able to actually connect your hits. And so we're going to be talking about hit rate and why that is so important. So besides your typical rule that you have in this game, which is if you are anywhere, like if there's a difference in level greater than 5, so like if I was 120 fighting against a 125, that's okay. If I was, you know, 129 fighting a 125, I'm still okay. If you want to be in that 5 level range, you know, up and down when you're fighting a particular Digimon, because no matter what you have in your hit rate, if I'm a level 1 Agumon and I go against a level, you know, 85 whatever, I will not connect any type of normal attacks. The only thing that I would be able to do is connect skills, because skills, no matter what, they will not miss. So what people will do usually to level up faster is if their skill is strong enough to one-shot Digimon that are higher level, they can just do that, wait for the cooldown of the skill, and then just keep going that way. But we're going to be talking about the normal base attacks, and those will not hit if the gap is too great when we talk about levels. Now, again, that has nothing to do with hit rate. So if you have, you know, something crazy like 10,000 hit rate, even if you're at level 1 and you try to go against a level 120, you will not hit regardless. Okay, so it's not so much the hit when we talk about the level cap, but it will matter in things such as dungeons, such as arena or Coliseum, things like the, you know, different raids and stuff. Your hit rate will matter, and if that one's not high enough, you will not be able to connect, which means that you lose a lot of damage per second, but what we call it DPS. And so you want to be able to have a decent number when it comes to hit rate. So now, as we can see right now, looking at Agumon, we always have a particular number that comes with that Digimon. Usually level with 100%, you know, level 120 is going to be around anywhere between like 300 to 350. So you will always guaranteed a hit rate of 300 to 350. Moving on, let's talk about clothing. So clothing is going to be the second thing we're going to be focused on. Mostly these two parts of the clothing. We're going to talk about earrings, and we're going to talk about the bracelet. So the earrings, that is where you will get an extra line of hit rate, and the bracelet will have the other one. Now, in a perfect world, there is a earring that can have double hit rate as well as critical damage, which is another very important stat, but that will only be the one that you can get from Coliseum. It's called the Boundless Advanced Earrings, and if you guys want me to talk about that more, but essentially you do your weeklies in Coliseum, you do your monthlies, you get the coins, and then you change it for the Boundless Advanced Earrings, and then that is one of the few earrings in the game, as you can see down here, that can actually have double stats when it comes to hit rate. If you do that, if you get those earrings, then you could get 2 lines of 1,000 hit rate, so that's 2,000 right there. If you can get an extra line in your bracelet, that can go anywhere between this is 600 times 2 because it's always 200%, so this would be 1,200. If you have the super hardcore miracle bracelet, that would be 1,500. If you get something like super broken, like this 0 unit bracelet, that would be 1,800. So it will vary, but you're always thinking about between your earrings and your bracelet. On average, I would say that you would get anywhere between 1,500 to 2,500 extra hit rate. So you have the 3 to 350 from your Digimon. You have the 1500 to the 2500 from your clothing. And then one of the things that I recommend everybody to get is to add some chips into your Digivice. So now this will also range depending on which level you get. But to be honest, the R10s are very, very cheap. They're easy to farm once you get to the mid game, and you can get up to 250 per chip. You can use, if you have a normal Digivice, you can have 2. If you have a super broken Digivice, you can have up to 4. So if you have the 4 slots, that would be an extra 1000 hit rate you would get right here. And if you have a normal Digivice, you would get 500, right? And this is not hard to do. I would say that that's pretty average to have 500 from your Digivice, right? So we have 500 from your Digivice, 350 from your Digimon. You have another, let's call it 2000 from your clothing, and you are sitting pretty good. The last thing you would probably want to get is 1000 or 1500 part of your seals. There's a lot of seals that are very cheap that you can pick up. Some of them are like even 5,000 or 5 M's right per seal. And you can get anywhere from 200 to, you know, 500, 1,000, whatever you please to get that increase in hit rate. And those can range anywhere from like 100 to 200, 300, 400, you know, hit rate per seal, or I guess per package of seal, right? And you can easily pick up another 1,000 or 1,500 right there. And then you would be sitting at a good 5,000 hit rate. I would say 5,000 hit rate is a really good spot. You're able to do Royal Base Dungeon. You can do most of the mid-game dungeons with that. You can also do Colosseum. And then that way you don't have to feel bad when you go to Colosseum and people are judging you because your damage per second is not high enough and you're wondering why. You have, you know, OX, or you have Zed, or you have, you know, Alphamon, or you can Awaken, and you have all these triple S plus Digimon and you're wondering why you're not doing damage. Most likely is because you are lacking hit rate, which I think is super important. After that, the focus would be to add a little bit of attack. So if you know that you're going to hit every single time, adding attack will be useful. You can get this from seals or even from some of the clothing as well. After that, you want to make sure that you take care of your critical hits. That is the percentage in which you will crit every time you attack. And then that will go in conjunction with the best stat in the game that everybody looks for, which is critical damage. And you will get that from the bracelet, as you can see right here. For example, the most used bracelet in the game gives you an extra, in this case, 24% times 2, right? So 48% of critical damage. So whatever damage you're doing when you crit, it'll be increased by 48%. So yeah, so that I would say, guys, make sure you take care of business. Make sure that you get yourself some hit rate. Very important, super useful. And if you don't have it, obviously you won't be able to damage the Digimon that you fight against, and people are going to start going, why are you not making damage when you have this big Digimon? And that is the reason why. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you take care of business. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Peace.